Good morning and welcome to part two of our cabin project. Today we're going to focus on putting in the doors and windows on this little cabin that we've been working on. So to start off with, we're going to take a look at the manual and paying attention to both the floor plan itself and also our window and door schedules. So on floor plan, there are two very distinct types of tags. You have a window tag, which is usually represented by a circle, and then you have the door tags, which are usually represented by a six-sided, I believe that's an octagon or a hexagon. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can never remember the proper name of that. So these two particular symbols are used exclusively for these things. You almost never will see a different symbol used. They're pretty standardized across most industries. And we will tag and label all of our doors and windows in a future video. But for today, we're going to focus on getting the doors and the windows placed in the proper locations throughout. There are a couple of changes that I am going to make. You can choose to make those same changes or follow exactly what is on plan. Don't feel obligated to. One of the changes is I am going to change this door into a doorway rather than an actual door. And I'm also going to change this sliding door for number 4 into a French door. And lastly, this here is going to change into a regular hinged door, similar in style to the bedroom doors. So those are the changes that I am going to focus on making, but we will walk through those together. Now to start out, we're going to start with working on the doors. With doing doors and windows within Revit, I highly suggest sticking with either doing doors or doing windows, but not swapping between the two. If you are doing a project that has a floor plan similar to what I am showing you. So if you are working off of an already developed floor plan, do your doors first and then do your windows second. But again, do not swap interchangeably between the two of them. Focus on one thing at a time. So we're going to take a look at our door schedule. Up on our door schedule, we're going to focus on the first 4 tabs that are available. So the symbol itself, which is down in front of every door, the quantity, which is not always accurate because this was done in AutoCAD, and then predominantly the width and the height. Something to note on these plans, when you see like under this section here, you have a 6'8" and then this double symbol. That means continued, which means that all of these 2 through 5 are the same height as 1. Same thing goes over here. Door number 2 is also a slab core door made out of wood. Door number 3 is made out of wood. So that's all that means, is it means it's continued. It is identical to the previous one. So just keep that in mind because you will see this symbol over and over within architecture as well as other type tables used in other fields. So it's just a good tool to have. But to start out with, we're going to start with door number 1. And door number 1 is going to be a 3-foot wide door at 68 inches. So we are going to go into Revit, go to our under architecture, you're going to go to door, go to load family. I have to back out. This should pop up. If you are missing this, you need to download the families file, which will be linked in the description below. Download the US family file. It should be towards the bottom. So I'm going to go into doors and I'm going to go into residential. For the front door, I'm going to use the half arced. Off on this right hand side, there is a preview of the type of door. that I'm going to be using. Not all families that can be loaded into Revit will have a preview. Most do, but it is based on the designer of whether or not they included a preview with the file. So just keep in mind, if you download additional family files from places like bimobjects.com or revitcity.com, that potentially those files or those families will not have a preview to them. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to go ahead and load this half arced glass door. And our door was 3 feet, 6'8" high. So selecting it, that is a 36 by 80 door, which will be the type. Checking the width, 3 foot by 6'8", and ignoring this piece. The height and width are the two that we are paying attention to for this project. And then we're going to click OK and place the door. A thing to note with residential buildings is that doors always swing to the interior of a space, never to the exterior. That is a safety concern, especially on entry doors such as this one. They must swing to the interior of the space. I'm going to go ahead and close that one because we don't need that file. So when I placed my door, it happened to be backwards. It's facing the wrong direction. How to fix that is to click on the door. It should highlight in blue. These two sets of arrows will appear. The up and down arrow is whichever side of the wall it will actually be on, and then the left and right arrow. The other thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do an aligned dimension up here at the top. I'm going to come down here from wall center line. I'm going to select faces of core. Grab the exterior of the clapboard siding to the exterior of the clapboard siding to the center of the door to the exterior of the clapboard siding and click down. On plan, if you notice, it is 2 feet from the edge of this wall to the center line of the door. I'm going to select the door. When you select the door, if you notice, when you're not selected, all of the dimensions are in black. When you select the door, the dimensions will turn blue, which means that you can change them. I'm going to select the small one, type in 2, and hit enter on my keyboard. And now that dimension is correct. Next, we will do the bathroom and both bedroom doors. There is an adjustment on these as well. Number 2 is a 2'8" wide door by a 6'8" tall door. I am going to use a 6 panel, so I'm going to go to doors, load family. I'm going to go to 6 panel wood, hit open. I want a 2'8", so a 32 by 80 door. But I know, because I've done this project before, that I actually need a 30 by 80 and not a 32 by 80. So select the 30 by 80 door, so a 2'6" by 6'8" rather than the 2'8". Hit OK. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the door here, drop one here, and drop this one here. So those 3 doors are in. For the bedroom doors, I'm going to start and focus on this door up here to get it centered. It looks pretty close, but just to verify, I'm going to do another aligned dimension, selecting the drywall on the interior, the center of the door, and then the drywall. Dragging up and clicking off. Now, as soon as I did that, the EQ, the equality, has already appeared. I'm going to go ahead and select that, hit escape on my keyboard, reselect this dimension, right click, hide in view, elements, because I do not need to see that going forward. The next step is we're going to fix this door. So go ahead and select it. fix it so that it is facing the right way. Then I'm going to go to Modify, Align, selecting the center of the door that I initially did, and then coming down and selecting the center. A lock will appear. Go ahead and select that, which means when this top door moves, this bottom door will move as well. And I'm going to hit Escape. Now those are centered. Next is the bathroom door. This door, I'm going to do a move command. So to get into the Modify tab, if you're all the way in Architecture, the other way that you can get to it is by selecting a component, and it will immediately bring up the green Modify. I'm going to select the move command, zooming in to the topmost part of the frame, the endpoint snap, which is that purple, will appear. Grab it, pulling it to the corner. Then I'm going to do a move command again, selecting off into free space, pulling downward, and on my keyboard typing 0 space 1 enter, which pulls this frame and door off of my drywall by 1 inch. I like to do that because in case, let's say this building were to be built, there is enough space now between the frame and the next section of drywall at the corner to both paint in there, but if the frame is slightly larger than I anticipated when it was ordered, there is a little bit of room for error. So once those are in, we're going to do the closet door next. Going back up to door, load family. We're going to do a door interior double sliding 2 wood panel. We're going to select open. Looking on plan, that is door number 3, which is going to be a 6 foot wide by 6 foot 8 tall door. Coming down here, so 6 feet wide by 6 foot 8. So 72 by 80. At the same time, I'm also going to load in the 60-inch just in case. So hit OK. Mine did not grab for some reason. So let's try the 72-inch door. If you notice, the frame is going to overlap. So I'm going to come back to my drop down. I'm going to change it to the 60-inch by 80. I'm going to attempt to center it. And I'm going to attempt to center it. Okay. Those look pretty centered, but let's do the same thing. So we're going to do an aligned dimension, interior of the drywall, center of the door, interior of the drywall, bringing the dimension up, selecting the EQ symbol, escape on the keyboard, select the dimensions, hide in view, elements, modify tab, align, center of the door, lock them together, click into free space, escape on the keyboard. Escape is the key that says ESC. Usually, actually, it's always at the top left of your keyboard to include a laptop. Next door will be the water heater. So WH on plan stands for water heater. This room right here. Majority of the time, the way that I prefer to do it is to not have the water heater on the interior. This plan does have it there, so we're going to keep it. This is a funky looking closet door, but we're going to make it into a regular door. So we're going to go back to architecture, door, load family. I'm going to do a 1 panel wood, open. And I already know for a fact that that door needs to be a 1'6", so an 18-inch door. But I will also load the 20-inch just in case I can get away with that. Select OK. I have to go back to my drop down, find my 1 panel, I'm going to do the 20-inch door first. That does indeed fit. So I'm going to drop it in place. Even while I have this selected, the arrows are appearing. That does happen. I'm going to go ahead and make that door swing towards the bedroom door. So the goal with swinging doors is for them to hit up against a solid, not in free space. You really don't want interior doors to be just floating into free space because you might hit somebody in the face with them. Okay, last door that needs to go in, we're going to go back to door. We're going to do a load family. I'm going to do a full glass. Where did mine go? Double full glass, sorry. Door, this says interior, but just disregard that. You could also use this one. So let's use it as the exterior, that's fine. I have used these interchangeably because you can change the information within them. So go ahead and do that one. Hit open. Looking on plan, that is door number 4. So coming out, door number 4 is 6 feet tall, or 6 feet wide, sorry, 6'8" tall. 6 feet wide, 6'8" tall, so a 72 by 80. Load that in. Drop it wherever. You can grab the aligned dimension right off of that. Exterior cladding. Center of the door. On this portion of the wall, if you notice when I hover over and I'm too far to the right, a little blue line appears. Bring your mouse to the left, select the exterior cladding on the larger wall, and then the front of the porch, and drop your dimensions. Escape on the keyboard to get out of it. Select your door, and looking at the plan, it is 9 feet 9 off of the front edge of this wall. So we're going to change this to 9 space 9, meaning 9 feet 9 inches, and press enter and let go. So that looks like all of the doors. So now that all of the doors are done, we can move on to the windows. And again, window symbols are always circles, as well as on plan, the actual window itself, if it's a slider or a casement, each of those has a very distinct symbol within the wall on the floor plan. It does take time to get used to those different symbols, but I will do a separate video on what each of those looks like, as well as what each of the door symbols looks like on plan. So to start out with, we see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A windows. B is in the bathroom, so automatically that cues us in that this window is going to be small and up high. And window C, we have one of those. This window also will be higher in elevation for the sill, which is the bottom edge of the window is the sill. This window will be higher because there is a kitchen cabinet in front of it. So looking at our window schedule up at the top, window A, the first window we're going to be working with, is 4 foot by 4 foot, and it is a sliding window. These are all going to be sliding windows. So we'll go back into Revit. We're going to select window this time. There's already a sliding double loaded, but this is clearly the wrong size. So we're going to go to load family. Using this button, back out, go to the Windows folder. All the way at the bottom should be the sliding double. Do open. And we need a 48 by 48. The bathroom window and the kitchen window, based on the dimensions that we saw on our window schedule, those do not automatically exist in this. So we will create those on our own using this as our template. So go ahead and press OK. And drop those windows with the muddled part. So the arrow, if I zoom into this, you see the black arrow should be on the outside of the wall. So drop window 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're going to make sure that they are all in their proper locations. So to do that, we're going to start on this front face, select your dimension line, go up to Edit Witness Line. Your witness lines are these long black lines. You're going to select the center of your first window, the center of your second window, and then click into free space. Do that again over on this side, center of this window, center of your back window, click into free space. Do an align dimension. Zooming in, grabbing the exterior of the clapboard, center of the window, center of this wall, exterior of the clapboard on the long face, not the short one, and click up. Now to fix those windows, we're going to use the same way that we did the door. We're going to look at the plan, 6'6" and 4'6". So we're going to select the first window. We're going to change this dimension to 6'6", enter. This one, we're going to do 4'6", enter. On this left-hand side, both the front and the back, just like the walls initially, are 5'9" from the front, 5'9" from the back. So we're going to select the window, select the blue dimension at the front, 5'9", enter. Select the back window, 5'9", enter. On this back window, it will be identical to the front window, and that was 6'6", enter, 6'6". Okay. Now all of the A windows are in. The last two windows to go in are the bathroom and the kitchen. The sill heights for your bedroom and this living room window will remain at 3 feet. Do not change that. Looking at our bathroom window to start, so this window here, that is B. It is 2'6" by 1'6". So we're going to go back into Revit. We're going to select Window, go to Edit Type, Duplicate, name it Bathroom, enter. Everything will remain the same. And again, the width is 2'6". The height is 1'6". So we're going to do 2'6", tab, tab, 1'6", tab. That changes it. The sill height, so scroll all the way to the bottom, change this sill height to 5 feet. Hit OK. Zoom into your bathroom wall, arrow on the exterior, drop your window. Hit Escape. We're going to go ahead and center this window first. Grab your first set of dimensions on the left, edit witness line, center of window, click off. Now to center this, we're going to do the aligned dimension, inside edge of the drywall in the bathroom, center of the window, inside edge of the drywall. Zooming out, selecting EQ, clicking off, escape on the keyboard, select the dimension, right click, hide element. Because you don't need to see those pieces, but deleting them may cause you issues in the future. So just hide them for now, and we may delete them at the end of the project. Next up is your kitchen window. So we're going to select Window again, go to the drop down, select your 48 by 48 window again, edit type, duplicate, name this one Kitchen. Okay. Your kitchen window, which is C, is a 4 foot by 3 foot 2. So in Revit, 4 foot, the height is 3 foot 2. Sill height, change this to 4 feet for now. This will get adjusted after we put our kitchen cabinets in. Okay, now that that is in, you grab your back dimension, edit witness line, add the center line, click into free space, click off. Now we're also going to center this window. So align dimension, grabbing the inside of the drywall, center of the window, inside of the drywall, clicking down, EQ, down, escape. Click on your dimension, right click, hide in view, element. Now your window is centered. These bedroom windows are close to being centered, but they are not truly centered. The other thing to take note of is this dimension and this dimension no longer match this one and this one. Again, this drawing was done in AutoCAD and some dimensions were overridden within it. I know that because I had to do this drawing for a class. So just ignore the fact that these two back dimensions are now inaccurate. So now we have all of our doors and all of our windows in. We are done. If you have any questions or concerns, please put them down in the comments below or send me a text or email and I will get back to you and answer your question as soon as I possibly can. On our next video, we're going to do the electrical that was inaccurate. On the next video, we're going to focus on putting the bathroom fixtures and doing the kitchen design for this cabin. So hope to see you then. I will catch you guys on the next one.